Hey, dear friend, you found a quiet place to rest and dream. Tonight, we'll journey into the gentle mysteries of the cosmos, where time moves slowly and everything floats in perfect silence. Before we begin, let me invite you to settle in, adjust your pillow, let your shoulders drop, feel the weight of your body sinking softly into the surface beneath you. There's nothing you need to do now, no place you need to be. The day has passed, and this moment belongs entirely to rest. You don't need to stay awake for any of this. If sleep comes, let it come. The universe will still be here, turning quietly in the dark, just as it always has. Take a slow breath in, hold it gently, and let it go. Tonight, we're going to explore cosmology, the study of the universe itself, its origins, its structure, and its quiet, endless unfolding. But we won't rush. We'll move like starlight across vast distances, softly, steadily, with no urgency at all. Every fact, every wonder, every gentle truth we encounter is simply here to guide you deeper into calm, deeper into stillness, deeper into sleep. So close your eyes if you haven't already. Let the world outside fade, and let's begin. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. That number is so vast, so incomprehensibly large, that it almost loses meaning. But here's what it really means. The universe has been unfolding, slowly, patiently, for longer than we can truly imagine. Every star, every galaxy, every swirl of dust and light has had billions of years to form, to change, to drift through the dark. There's no rush in the cosmos. Everything happens in its own time. And tonight, you too can rest in that same unhurried rhythm. There's no deadline for sleep, no pressure to fall asleep right now. Just let yourself be here, breathing, resting, drifting. In the beginning, there was the Big Bang. Not an explosion exactly, but an expansion. A gentle unfurling of space itself. Imagine it like a flower opening, or a breath slowly filling the lungs of the universe. Everything that exists now, every atom in your body, every particle of air, every distant star, was once compressed into a space smaller than a single point. And then, softly, it began to grow. It's still growing now. The universe is still expanding, still breathing outward, even as you lie here tonight. You are part of that expansion. You are made of stardust, yes, but you're also made of the same space, the same energy, the same quiet motion that has been unfolding since the very beginning. As you breathe in, you're breathing in the universe. As you breathe out, you're releasing yourself back into it. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are woven into it, gently, perfectly, just by being here. Let that thought settle over you like a soft blanket. You belong here. You are part of something vast and ancient and beautiful. The cosmic microwave background is the afterglow of the Big Bang. It's a faint whisper of light, left over from the universe's infancy, still detectable today. If you could tune a radio to just the right frequency, a tiny fraction of the static you'd hear would be this ancient light, traveling for billions of years, finally reaching you. It's the oldest light in existence, a soft hum from the beginning of time. And it surrounds us, always, like a lullaby from the universe itself. Even now, as you rest, that gentle echo is passing through you, invisible, silent, a reminder that the universe has always been singing. You don't need to understand it. You don't need to hold on to any of this. Just let it wash over you like waves on a distant shore. The universe is mostly empty space. Between the stars, between the galaxies, there are vast oceans of nothingness. Dark, quiet, still. And yet, that emptiness is not truly empty. It's filled with potential, with invisible fields, with the faint trembling of quantum fluctuations. Even in the darkest, loneliest corner of the universe, something is always happening, quietly, beneath the surface. You are like that too. Even when you feel empty, even when you feel still, there is life inside you. Breath moving, blood flowing, thoughts drifting like clouds. You are never truly empty. You are always, quietly, alive. Let your mind drift into that vastness. Let yourself float in the quiet spaces between thoughts. Galaxies are islands of stars, separated by unimaginable distances. The nearest major galaxy to our own, Andromeda, is 2.5 million light-years away. That means the light we see from Andromeda tonight left that galaxy 2.5 million years ago, long before humans ever existed. We are seeing the past. Every time we look up at the night sky, we are looking backward in time. The stars you see are not as they are now, but as they were years, decades, centuries ago. The universe is a museum of light, preserving every moment, every flicker, every glow. And you, lying here tonight, are a witness to that ancient light. You are connected to the past, to the deep history of the cosmos, simply by existing, simply by looking up. But tonight, you don't need to look up. You can close your eyes and still feel that connection. It's always there. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, contains between 100 and 400 billion stars. Imagine that. 400 billion suns, each one a furnace of light and heat, each one possibly surrounded by planets, by moons, by worlds we'll never see. And our galaxy is just one among trillions. The universe is so full, so abundantly rich with light and life and possibility, that it's almost overwhelming. But it's also comforting, because it means you are never alone. Even in your quietest moments, even in your darkest nights, you are surrounded by light. Distant, yes. Faint, perhaps. But always there, always shining. Let that light reach you now. Let it fill the spaces inside you that feel dark or heavy. You are held by the light of a trillion stars. Stars are born in clouds of gas and dust called nebulae. These clouds collapse under their own gravity, slowly, over millions of years, until the pressure and heat at their center become so intense that nuclear fusion begins, and then a star is born. It lights up, it burns, it gives warmth and light to the space around it. You were born in a similar way, not from gas and dust, but from cells and time and the quiet work of growth. You too are a light in the universe. You too have a warmth that reaches others, even if you don't always see it. And just like a star, you don't have to try to shine. It happens naturally, effortlessly, simply because you exist. Rest in that knowing. You are enough, just as you are. The life of a star is measured in billions of years. Our sun, for example, is about 4.6 billion years old, and it has another 5 billion years left to burn. That's such a long, slow, patient existence. A star doesn't rush. It doesn't hurry through its life. It simply burns, steadily, calmly, for eons. There's a lesson in that, a reminder that life doesn't have to be fast. Growth doesn't have to be immediate. You can take your time. You can burn slowly, steadily, at your own pace. The universe is in no hurry. Neither should you be. Breathe slowly. Let time stretch out around you. There's no rush. Not tonight. Not ever. When a massive star dies, it doesn't simply fade away. It explodes in a supernova, one of the most powerful events in the universe. For a brief moment, a single dying star can outshine an entire galaxy, and in that explosion, heavy elements are forged. Carbon, oxygen, iron, gold, all the elements necessary for life. Your body is made of those elements. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, all of it was created in the heart of a dying star, billions of years ago. You are not just made of stardust. You are made of starlight, of cosmic fire, of the final gift of ancient suns. You carry the universe inside you. Let that sink in. You are ancient. You are cosmic. You are made of miracles. Black holes are regions of space where gravity is so strong that not even light can escape. They sound frightening, but they're also strangely peaceful. Inside a black hole, time slows down. At the event horizon, the boundary of no return, time almost stops. If you could watch someone fall into a black hole from a safe distance, you would see them slow down, freeze, suspended forever at the edge. Time itself bends and stretches. It's a place where the ordinary rules don't apply, where the universe reveals its strangeness. And maybe that's comforting in a way. It means there are still mysteries, still places where we don't have all the answers, still wonders waiting to be discovered. You don't need to have all the answers either. You can rest in the not knowing. You can let the mystery be. The center of most galaxies contains a supermassive black hole, millions or even billions of times more massive than our sun. Our own galaxy has one, called Sagittarius A star, sitting quietly at the Milky Way's heart. And yet, despite its immense power, it doesn't consume everything. The galaxy orbits around it, safely, calmly, held in place by its gravity. It's almost like a gravitational anchor, a quiet center that keeps everything in balance. You have a center too, a quiet place inside you, beneath all the noise and motion of daily life. Tonight you can return to that center. You can let yourself be anchored there, held safely, just like the stars orbiting the heart of the galaxy. Feel that center now, that stillness inside. Let yourself rest there. Light travels at about 186,000 miles per second. That's the fastest speed possible in the universe. Nothing can move faster than light. And yet, even at that incredible speed, light from distant galaxies takes billions of years to reach us. The universe is so vast that even light, the fastest thing there is, must travel for eons to cross it. That vastness is humbling. It reminds us how small we are, how brief our lives are in the cosmic scale, but it also reminds us that we're part of something immeasurably grand. Something that stretches beyond comprehension. And in that vastness, your worries, your fears, your restless thoughts, they're allowed to be small too. You can let them drift away, out into the infinite dark, where they dissolve like mist in starlight. Let go. Let your thoughts float away. You don't need to hold on to them. The universe is expanding, and not only that, it's expanding faster and faster. Something called dark energy is pushing galaxies apart, accelerating the growth of space itself. We don't fully understand what dark energy is, It's invisible, mysterious, making up about 68% of the universe. But we know it's there because we can see its effects. Sometimes the most important things are invisible. Love, kindness, the quiet presence of someone who cares. You don't need to see these things to know they're real. And you don't need to understand the universe completely to be held by it, to be part of it, to rest within it. Trust in what you cannot see. Trust in the invisible forces that hold you. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches of Earth. Try to imagine that. Every handful of sand multiplied across every shoreline, every coast, every beach on the planet. And still, there are more stars, each one burning, each one a sun. Each one possibly warming worlds we'll never know. The universe is so abundant, so overflowing with light, that it defies imagination. And you are part of that abundance. You are not lacking. You are not missing anything. You are a piece of this infinite richness, this endless creation. You are enough. You have always been enough. Space is not truly silent. If we could hear it, we'd detect all sorts of sounds. The hum of charged particles, the rumble of colliding galaxies, the whisper of cosmic winds. NASA has even translated some of these vibrations into sound, creating eerie, beautiful music from the data. The universe is singing, always. A low, deep song that's been playing for billions of years. And you are part of that song. Your heartbeat, your breath, your presence, they all add to the melody. Even when you feel silent, even when you feel unheard, you are contributing to the great cosmic symphony. Listen to your breath now. It's your own quiet note in the universe's song. Time itself began with the Big Bang. Before that, there was no before, no time, no space, no anything. It's almost impossible to imagine, and that's okay. You don't need to understand it. But here's what it means for you tonight. Time is a gift. Every moment you have is a small miracle, a continuation of something that began 13.8 billion years ago. And this moment, right now, as you lie here resting, is part of that story. You are living inside the universe's timeline. You are a chapter in its endless book. Let this moment be gentle. Let it be soft. You are exactly where you need to be. The Hubble Deep Field is an image taken by the Hubble Space Telescope, showing a tiny patch of sky, no bigger than a grain of sand held at arm's length. In that tiny patch, astronomers found thousands of galaxies. Thousands, each one filled with billions of stars, all in a space so small you could cover it with your fingertip. It means that everywhere we look, in every direction, the universe is teeming with galaxies. The cosmos is richer and fuller than we ever imagined. And if the universe can be that generous, that abundant, then maybe there's hope for abundance in your own life too. Maybe there's more out there for you than you realize. More possibilities, more light, more wonder. Open yourself to that possibility, even in rest, even in sleep. Neutron stars are the collapsed cores of massive stars, compressed so tightly that a single teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh about 1 billion tons. They spin incredibly fast, sometimes hundreds of times per second, sending out beams of radiation like cosmic lighthouses. These are called pulsars. They pulse with perfect regularity, some keeping time more accurately than the best atomic clocks on Earth. The universe has its own clocks, its own rhythms, ticking away in the dark. And you have your own rhythm too. Your heartbeat, your breath, the rise and fall of your chest. Let yourself sync with that rhythm tonight. Let your body find its own perfect timing. You don't need to force anything. Just let your body be. Dark matter is invisible, undetectable, except through its gravitational effects. It doesn't emit light, doesn't absorb light, doesn't interact with ordinary matter in any way we can measure directly. And yet it makes up about 27% of the universe. It holds galaxies together. It shapes the structure of the cosmos. Without dark matter, galaxies would fly apart. The universe as we know it wouldn't exist. It's a reminder that not everything that matters can be seen. Not everything important is visible. Your inner life, your thoughts, your feelings, they're invisible too. But they're real. They matter. They shape your world just as dark matter shapes the universe. Honor the invisible parts of yourself. They are just as important as what can be seen. The cosmic web is the large-scale structure of the universe. Galaxies aren't scattered randomly through space. They're arranged in filaments, vast threads of light and matter stretching across billions of light years, connected like a web. Between these filaments are enormous voids, empty spaces where almost nothing exists. It looks like a spider's web, delicate and intricate, woven across the cosmos. You are part of that web. You are connected to everything, even if the threads are invisible. Every person you've met, every place you've been, every moment you've lived, they're all threads in your own web, connecting you to the larger story of existence. Feel those connections tonight. You are never truly alone. Red dwarfs are the smallest and coolest type of star, but they're also the longest lived. While a massive star might burn out in just a few million years, a red dwarf can shine for trillions of years. Trillions. Long after our sun has died, long after the earth is gone, red dwarfs will still be burning, quietly, patiently, in the dark. They don't shine brightly, they don't attract attention, but they endure. There's strength in quietness. There's power in simply lasting, in simply continuing day after day. You don't have to burn bright all the time. You don't have to be loud or flashy. You can be a red dwarf, steady, calm, enduring. Let yourself be steady tonight. Let yourself simply be. The Andromeda Galaxy is on a collision course with the Milky Way. In about 4 billion years, the two galaxies will merge, creating a new, larger galaxy. But don't worry. When galaxies collide, stars rarely actually hit each other. Space is so vast and stars are so far apart that they simply pass through, rearranging into new patterns. It will be a slow, beautiful dance, taking billions of years to complete. Change doesn't have to be violent. Transformation doesn't have to be destructive. Sometimes it's just a slow rearrangement, a gentle merging of one thing into another. Whatever changes are happening in your life, they can be like that too. Slow, gentle, safe. Trust the process. Trust the slow unfolding. The speed of light is constant, no matter how fast you're moving. If you're standing still and you shine a flashlight, the light travels at 186,000 miles per second. If you're on a spaceship moving at half the speed of light and you shine a flashlight forward, the light still travels at 186,000 miles per second. Not faster. The same. This is one of the strange truths of relativity. Time and space bend to keep the speed of light constant. It's a universal rule, unchanging, reliable. In a universe that can feel chaotic and unpredictable, there are still constants, still rules that hold, still things you can rely on. Your breath, your heartbeat, the fact that tomorrow the sun will rise. Hold on to those constants when everything else feels uncertain. You are safe. The universe has its rules and they hold you. Quasars are the brightest objects in the universe. They're powered by supermassive black holes at the centers of distant galaxies, consuming enormous amounts of matter and releasing staggering amounts of energy. A single quasar can outshine 1,000 galaxies. But here's the beautiful part. All the quasars we can see are billions of light years away. We're seeing them as they were in the early universe, when galaxies were young and wild. There are no quasars nearby. The universe has calmed down since then. It's quieter now, more peaceful, just like your life. Maybe things were chaotic once. Maybe there was a time of intensity and struggle. But that time has passed. You're in a quieter phase now, a gentler era, and that's okay. That's good. Let yourself be in this calm. Rest in the peace of now. Gravitational waves are ripples in space-time, caused by massive cosmic events like colliding black holes or merging neutron stars. When these events happen, they send waves spreading outward through the fabric of space itself, like ripples on a pond. In 2015, humans detected gravitational waves for the first time, proving Einstein's predictions from a century earlier. It was like hearing the universe for the first time. Space itself was ringing like a bell. The universe is not just something we see. It's something we can hear, something we can feel. You are not separate from it. You are immersed in it. The universe is all around you, moving through you, resonating with you. Feel that resonance now. You are part of the universe's motion. The observable universe has a radius of about 46 billion light years. That's as far as we can see, limited by the age of the universe and the speed of light. But the universe itself might be much, much larger. It might even be infinite. We simply don't know. There's more out there than we can ever observe, more than we can ever reach. And that's okay. You don't need to see everything. You don't need to know everything. You can be content with what's in front of you, with what you can touch and feel and experience. The rest can remain a mystery. Let it be vast. Let it be unknown. You don't need to have all the answers. Saturn's rings are made of countless chunks of ice and rock, ranging in size from tiny grains to giant boulders. They orbit the planet in a flat disk, held in place by gravity and the subtle influence of Saturn's many moons. From a distance, the rings look solid, smooth, perfect. But up close, they're chaotic, a swirling dance of particles, each one following its own path. Your life might look chaotic up close too. Day to day, moment to moment, it can feel messy and unpredictable. But from a distance, from a higher perspective, there's a pattern, there's a shape, there's beauty in the chaos. Trust that your life has its own shape, its own meaning, even if you can't see it clearly right now. Step back, breathe, trust the larger pattern. The sun loses about 4 million tons of mass every second through nuclear fusion, converting matter into energy. And yet, it has enough mass to keep burning for another 5 billion years. "4 million tons per second sounds like a lot, But the sun is so massive that it barely notices. It's a reminder that you can give without being depleted. You can share your light, your warmth, your energy, and still have plenty left. You are not running out. You are not diminishing. You are abundant, just like the sun. You have enough. You are enough. Voyager 1, launched in 1977, is now the most distant human-made object, over 14 billion miles from Earth, traveling through interstellar space. It carries a golden record, a collection of sounds and images from Earth, a message to any intelligent life that might find it. Music, greetings in 55 languages, the sound of a baby crying, waves crashing, wind blowing. It's a time capsule of humanity, drifting through the dark, a little piece of us sent out into forever. You are like that too. Every person you meet, every conversation you have, you're leaving a little piece of yourself behind. You're sending out a message into the future. Your kindness, your words, your presence, they ripple outward long after you're gone. You matter. Your life leaves traces. The cosmic microwave background has a temperature of about 2.7 Kelvin, just a few degrees above absolute zero. It's the coolest thing in the universe, a faint glow left over from the Big Bang. And yet, it's everywhere, filling all of space. Even the coldest, darkest corners of the universe are not completely cold, not completely dark. There's always a faint warmth, a faint light, a reminder that the universe was once hot and bright and full of energy. Even in your coldest moments, even when you feel numb or empty, there's still a faint warmth inside you, a spark, a glow. It might be faint, but it's there. You are never completely cold. You are never completely dark. Feel that warmth now. Let it spread through you. Planets beyond our solar system, called exoplanets, number in the thousands, and we're discovering more all the time. Some orbit their stars in the habitable zone, where conditions might be right for liquid water, for life. We don't know yet if life exists on any of these worlds, but the possibility is tantalizing. Somewhere out there, on a planet orbiting a distant star, there might be oceans, forests, creatures looking up at their own night sky, wondering if they're alone. You are not alone. Even if life exists nowhere else in the universe, you are here, and so are billions of others. You are part of a vast community of living beings, all sharing this moment in time. You are connected. You are part of the web of life. White dwarfs are the remnants of stars like our sun, left behind after they've exhausted their fuel. They're incredibly dense, about the size of Earth but with a mass close to the sun's. They no longer burn, but they glow faintly, radiating away their residual heat over billions of years. Eventually, they'll cool completely, becoming black dwarfs, invisible embers in the dark. But that takes longer than the current age of the universe. No black dwarf exists yet. Even in death, stars shine for eons. Even in endings, there is light. When you feel like you're at the end of something, when you feel like you're fading, remember that even then, you have light left to give. Even then, you shine. You are still glowing. You are still here. The Milky Way and Andromeda are part of a larger structure called the Local Group, a collection of about 50 galaxies bound together by gravity. Beyond that, there are galaxy clusters, superclusters, vast structures stretching across hundreds of millions of light years. Everything is connected. Everything is part of something larger. You are not an isolated island. You are part of a family, a community, a species, a planet, a solar system, a galaxy, a universe. You are nested within layers of belonging. Even when you feel alone, you are held by these structures, supported by connections you can't always see. You belong. You are part of the whole. The expansion of the universe means that distant galaxies are moving away from us, and the farther away they are, the faster they're receding. Eventually, galaxies beyond a certain distance will be moving away faster than the speed of light, not because they're traveling through space that fast, but because space itself is expanding. They'll slip beyond the edge of the observable universe, disappearing from our view forever. It's a strange, melancholy thought. But it's also a reminder to appreciate what's here now. The people in your life, the moments you have, they won't last forever. But that's what makes them precious. That's what makes now matter. Be here now. This moment is all we ever really have. The Earth is about 4.5 billion years old, and life has existed on it for at least 3.5 billion years. For most of that time, life was simple. Single-celled organisms, bacteria, microbes. Complex life, animals and plants, only appeared in the last 600 million years or so. Humans have been around for just a few 100,000 years. We are incredibly recent, a tiny blip in the long history of life on Earth. And yet, here we are, aware of ourselves, aware of the universe, asking questions, seeking meaning. In the grand sweep of cosmic time, you are brief, but you are also miraculous. Against all odds, you are here, conscious, alive, capable of wonder. You are a miracle. Never forget that. If you could travel at the speed of light, time would stop for you. According to relativity, as you approach the speed of light, time slows down. At light speed, time stops completely. You wouldn't age. You wouldn't experience the passage of time at all. For a photon of light, traveling from the sun to the Earth takes no time. It leaves the sun and arrives at Earth in the same instant. From its perspective, time is relative. It stretches and compresses depending on how fast you're moving. In a way, this is comforting. It means time is not as rigid as it feels. It's flexible, fluid, strange. When time feels heavy, when it feels like it's dragging, remember that it's not absolute. It's just your experience of it. And that experience can change. Let time be soft tonight. Let it move slowly, gently, without pressure. The Oort cloud is a vast, spherical shell of icy objects surrounding our solar system, extending almost halfway to the nearest star. It's the source of long-period comets, those visitors that swoop into the inner solar system once every few thousand or million years. The Oort cloud is so distant, so diffuse, that we've never directly observed it. We know it's there only because of the comets it sends our way. Some things we know exist even though we can't see them. Faith, hope, love. The future, they're real, even if they're invisible. Trust in what you can't see. Trust that good things are out there, waiting, even if they haven't arrived yet. Be patient, be hopeful. The future is still unfolding. Supernovae are so bright that for a few weeks, a single exploding star can be visible from billions of light years away, shining across the universe like a cosmic beacon. Ancient astronomers saw supernovae and called them guest stars, not knowing they were witnessing the death of distant suns. These explosions are violent, yes, but they're also creative. They forge new elements, scatter enriched material into space, seed the cosmos with the building blocks of planets and life. Destruction and creation are intertwined. Endings and beginnings are two sides of the same coin. When something in your life ends, it's painful. But it also makes space for something new. It releases energy, scatters seeds, creates possibilities. Trust the endings. They are also beginnings. The planet Venus rotates so slowly that a day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. It takes Venus longer to spin once on its axis than it takes to orbit the Sun. Time is strange there, stretched out, distorted. Days last for months. Sunrise to sunrise takes 243 Earth days. It's a reminder that time is not the same everywhere. On Venus, a day is forever. On Jupiter, a day is 10 hours. On Earth, it's 24. Time is local, relative, different depending on where you are. Your experience of time is unique to you. When it feels slow, when it feels endless, that's okay. That's just your Venus day. It will pass. Be patient with time. It moves at its own pace. The cosmic horizon is the farthest distance light could have traveled since the Big Bang. Beyond that horizon, we can never see, because the light from those regions hasn't had time to reach us yet. There's a boundary to what we can know, a limit to how far we can see, no matter how powerful our telescopes become. And that's okay. It's humbling. It reminds us that we are small, that our knowledge is limited, that mystery is built into the fabric of the universe. You don't need to see beyond your own horizon. You don't need to understand everything that's out there. You can live fully, richly, within the limits of your own experience. Accept the mystery. Let some things remain unknown. Jupiter has 79 known moons, each one unique. Some are tiny, irregular chunks of rock. Others are large, complex worlds with their own geology, their own atmospheres, their own mysteries. Europa, for instance, has a deep ocean beneath its icy crust, warmed by tidal forces from Jupiter. It might harbor life. Io is the most volcanically active body in the solar system, its surface constantly churned by eruptions. Ganymede is larger than the planet Mercury. Each moon is different. Each one has its own story. You are like that too. Unique, unlike anyone else. Your story is yours alone. Celebrate your uniqueness. There is no one else like you. The speed of dark is the same as the speed of light. Darkness is just the absence of light. So when light leaves, darkness arrives at the same speed. Shadows race across the ground at the speed of light. Night falls at the speed of light. Darkness is not slow or heavy. It's fast, instantaneous, just like light. This means that wherever you are, light and dark are always moving together, two sides of the same thing. You carry both inside you, light and dark, joy and sorrow, hope and fear. And that's okay. You don't have to be only light. You can hold both and still be whole. Embrace your wholeness. All of you is welcome here. Meteorites are fragments of asteroids or comets that survive the journey through Earth's atmosphere and land on the surface. They're pieces of the solar system's history, billions of years old, offering clues about how planets formed. When you hold a meteorite, you're holding a time traveler, something that has been drifting through space since before the Earth existed. You are old too, in a way. The atoms in your body are ancient, forged in stars. recycled through the cosmos. You carry history inside you. You are connected to deep time, to the long story of the universe. You are ancient and new all at once. The Fermi paradox asks, if the universe is so vast, and there are so many stars and planets, where is everyone? Why haven't we detected any signs of alien life? There are many possible answers. Maybe life is rare. Maybe intelligent life is even rarer. Maybe civilizations don't last long. Maybe they're out there, but too far away for us to reach. Or maybe they're quiet, listening, just like we are. The paradox is unsettling, but it's also a reminder that we might be special. We might be rare. Your existence, human existence, might be a precious, fragile thing. Don't take it for granted. You are rare. You are precious. Your life matters. Eclipses are moments of perfect alignment. The moon passes directly between the earth and the sun, blocking the sun's light, casting a shadow. For a few minutes, day turns to night. Stars appear. The temperature drops. It's eerie, beautiful, awe-inspiring. Ancient peoples feared eclipses, seeing them as omens. But they're not omens. They're just alignments, coincidences of orbital mechanics. And yet they still feel magical. Sometimes things align in your life too. Moments of perfect timing, unexpected connections, serendipitous meetings. They're not magic, but they feel like it, and that's okay. Let yourself feel the magic. Let yourself be amazed. The universe is full of small wonders. The pillars of creation, photographed by the Hubble Space Telescope, are towering columns of gas and dust in the Eagle Nebula, where new stars are being born. They're light years tall, majestic, beautiful. But here's a sobering truth. They're probably already gone. The Eagle Nebula is about 7,000 light years away, so the image we see is 7,000 years old. Astronomers believe a supernova destroyed the pillars about 6,000 years ago, but the light from that event hasn't reached us yet. We're still seeing them as they were, even though they no longer exist. The past lingers. The light of what was continues to shine, even after it's gone. Your past is like that too. It's still here, in memories, in the light you carry, but it's also gone. It's over. You can honor it and still move forward. Let the past be light. Let it shine, but not bind you. On Mars, the sky is red during the day and blue at sunset, the opposite of Earth. The rusty dust in the Martian atmosphere scatters light differently, turning the daytime sky a soft salmon pink. But at sunset, when the sun is low, the sky around the sun glows blue. It's a reminder that everything depends on perspective. What's normal on one world is strange on another. What feels heavy here might feel light somewhere else. Your perspective shapes your experience. And when you're struggling, when everything feels wrong, remember that it's not objective truth. It's just your view from where you stand. Change your perspective, even slightly, and everything can shift. Look at your life from a different angle tonight. What might you see? The sun's core is so hot and dense that it takes a photon of light about 100,000 years to travel from the center to the surface. It bounces around, absorbed and re-emitted countless times, slowly working its way outward through layers of plasma. But once it reaches the surface, it only takes 8 minutes to cross the 93 million miles to Earth. The journey to freedom is often the longest part. The struggle to break through, to emerge, to finally shine. But once you're through, once you're free, the rest comes quickly. If you're struggling now, if you feel stuck, trapped, remember that you might be closer to the surface than you think. Keep going. The light is almost through. You are closer than you know. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, has lakes and seas of liquid methane and ethane on its surface. It's the only world besides Earth known to have stable bodies of liquid on its surface. It rains there, too, though the rain is methane, not water. Rivers carve channels through icy bedrock. Clouds drift through a thick orange atmosphere. It's an alien world, and yet it's strangely familiar. Different chemistry, same processes. Different materials, same patterns. Life finds a way to echo itself across the cosmos. You are both unique and universal. Your struggles, your joys, they're yours alone, but they're also shared. Everyone experiences pain. Everyone knows longing. You are both singular and part of the pattern. You are unique. You are also universal. The Great Attractor is a gravitational anomaly pulling our galaxy, along with thousands of others, toward a region of space hundreds of millions of light years away. We can't see it directly because it's hidden behind the plane of the Milky Way, obscured by dust and stars. But we can detect its pull. We're being drawn toward something we can't see, moving through space at hundreds of miles per second. It's unnerving and comforting at once. You're being pulled too, toward futures you can't yet see, by forces you don't fully understand. That's okay. You don't need to see where you're going. You don't need to understand the pull. You can trust it. You can let yourself be carried. Trust the pull. Trust the motion. You're going somewhere. Space is cold, but not as cold as you might think. The average temperature of the universe is about 2.7 Kelvin, as we mentioned, but in the vacuum of space near Earth, the temperature can vary wildly depending on whether you're in sunlight or shadow. In sunlight, surfaces can heat up to over 200 degrees Fahrenheit. In shadow, they can drop to minus 250. Space is a place of extremes, and so is life. Moments of warmth, moments of cold, times of light, times of shadow. You move through both, and that's normal. That's how it is. You don't have to stay in one state forever. You can move from cold to warm, from shadow to light, and back again. It's all part of the journey. Let yourself move through the extremes. They're all part of being alive. The Drake equation is a formula for estimating the number of active communicative extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way. It considers factors like the rate of star formation, the fraction of stars with planets, the number of habitable planets per star, and so on. Depending on the values you plug in, the answer ranges from 0 to millions. We simply don't know. And that uncertainty is okay. Not everything can be calculated. Not everything can be predicted. Some things remain mysteries, no matter how clever our equations. Your future is like that too. You can plan, you can hope, you can estimate. But ultimately, you don't know, and that's okay. Uncertainty is not your enemy. It's just the nature of existence. Embrace the uncertainty. Let the future be open. Pulsars emit beams of radiation from their magnetic poles as they spin, and if those beams sweep past Earth, we detect them as pulses, hence the name. Some pulsars spin hundreds of times per second, keeping time with astonishing precision. They're nature's clocks, ticking away in the darkness. Your heartbeat is a clock too. A steady rhythm, marking time, keeping you alive. Listen to it now. Feel it beating in your chest. That rhythm has been going since before you were born, and it will continue until your last moment. It's the sound of your life, ticking forward, second by second. And it's beautiful. It's reliable. It's yours. Listen to your heartbeat. It's the sound of being alive. The asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter contains millions of rocky fragments, leftovers from the solar system's formation. These are the pieces that never came together to form a planet, scattered and solitary, orbiting the sun in lonely paths. Sometimes they collide, breaking into smaller pieces. Sometimes they're nudged by gravity into new orbits. They're remnants, yes, but they're also survivors. They've endured for 4.5 billion years, unchanged, patient, drifting. You have pieces inside you too, parts of yourself that didn't quite come together, fragments of old dreams, remnants of past selves. And that's okay. You don't have to be whole in the way you imagined. You can be a collection of pieces and still be beautiful, still be complete. You are whole, even in pieces. Comets are often called dirty snowballs, made of ice, dust, and rock. When they approach the sun, the ice vaporizes, creating a glowing coma and a long tail that can stretch millions of miles. They're beautiful, ethereal, temporary. A comet's tail always points away from the sun, blown by the solar wind, regardless of which direction the comet is moving. Comets are shaped by forces beyond themselves. You are too. The people around you, the culture you live in, the time you were born into, they all shape you. And that's not weakness, that's just reality. You're not separate from the world. You're woven into it, shaped by it, just like a comet is shaped by the sun. Let yourself be shaped. Let yourself be influenced. It's part of being connected. The cosmic microwave background has tiny fluctuations in temperature, less than 1,000th of a degree. These tiny variations are the seeds of all structure in the universe. Where the background was slightly denser, gravity pulled matter together, eventually forming galaxies and stars. The largest structures in the universe, superclusters spanning billions of light years, grew from these minuscule differences. Small things matter. Tiny variations can lead to immense outcomes. A small kindness, a brief conversation, a moment of courage. These little things can ripple outward, growing, shaping the future in ways you can't predict. Never underestimate the power of small actions. Small things matter. Your small actions matter. The sun will eventually become a red giant, expanding until it swallows Mercury, Venus, and possibly Earth. But that won't happen for another 5 billion years. 5 billion. That's such an incomprehensibly long time that it's essentially forever. The sun's death is certain, yes, but it's so far in the future that it's almost meaningless. Endings are inevitable, but they don't negate the present. The sun is shining now. The earth is alive now. You are here now. That's what matters. Not the distant ending, but the present moment. Be here now. Fully. Completely. This moment is all we ever really have. Be present. Be here. This moment is enough. In space, there's no up or down. The concepts are meaningless. Astronauts in orbit don't experience up or down. They're in constant free fall, weightless, floating in all directions equally. It's disorienting at first, but then it becomes freeing. Without up or down, every direction is equal. Every possibility is open. Your life is like that too, in a way. There's no right or wrong direction. No up or down. Just choices, paths, possibilities. When you feel lost, when you don't know which way to go, remember that no direction is inherently better than another. You can choose freely. You can move in any direction. Trust yourself. Trust your choices. There is no wrong path, only your path. Galaxies sometimes collide, as we mentioned with the Milky Way and Andromeda. But when they do, they don't destroy each other. They merge, becoming something new. A new galaxy, larger, different, but still beautiful, still whole. When things come together in your life, when change arrives, it might feel like a collision, it might feel destructive, but it's not an ending, it's a merging. You're becoming something new, and that new thing will be beautiful too, in its own way. Different, yes, but still you, still whole. Change is not destruction, it's transformation. The Helix Nebula, sometimes called the Eye of God, is a planetary nebula formed when a dying star shed its outer layers. It's stunning, colorful, glowing with ionized gas. It looks like an eye, staring out from the cosmos. But it's not watching. It's just glowing, just shining. A star's final light show before it fades. Every ending has beauty. Every goodbye has grace. When things end in your life, when you have to let go, remember that there can be beauty in the ending. There can be light, even in goodbye. Honor the ending. Let it be beautiful. Endings can be beautiful too. Radio telescopes listen to the sky, detecting faint whispers of radiation from distant objects. Pulsars, quasars, the cosmic microwave background, even the faint hiss of hydrogen gas between the stars. The universe is constantly broadcasting, sending out signals, telling its story in radio waves. Most of it is noise, static, the random hum of natural processes. But sometimes there's a pattern, a signal, something that makes us wonder. Are you listening to the signals in your own life? The quiet whispers, the gentle nudges, the patterns trying to emerge? Pay attention. Listen. There might be a message trying to reach you. Listen to the quiet signals. They might be important. Brown dwarfs are failed stars, objects too massive to be planets but not massive enough to ignite fusion and become true stars. They glow faintly with residual heat, dim and lonely, drifting through the dark. For a long time, astronomers thought they were rare, but we've discovered that they're actually quite common. The universe is full of brown dwarfs, quiet failures that still have their own dim light. You might feel like a failure sometimes, like you didn't become what you were supposed to be. But you're still here. You're still glowing, even if it's faint. And you're not alone. There are so many others, glowing quietly in the dark, just like you. You are not a failure. You are glowing in your own way. The speed of light is not just the speed of light, it's the speed of causality, the speed at which information can travel through the universe. Nothing can affect anything else faster than light speed. It's the universe's speed limit, the maximum rate of cause and effect. This means that when you look at a star, you're not seeing it as it is now. You're seeing it as it was when the light left it. The universe is always showing us the past. Everything you see, everything you experience, is already history by the time it reaches you. Even the people in front of you, The light from them takes a tiny fraction of a second to reach your eyes. You're always living in the past, just slightly. But that's okay. The present is always just out of reach. And that's okay too. Let the present be elusive. You're doing your best. Magnetars are neutron stars with incredibly powerful magnetic fields, 1,000 trillion times stronger than Earth's. If a magnetar passed within 1,000 miles of Earth, its magnetic field would strip the information from every credit card on the planet, erase every hard drive, disrupt every electronic device. From halfway to the moon, it could kill you by disrupting the electrical signals in your nervous system. Magnetars are dangerous, immensely powerful, but also rare and distant. The powerful things are often distant. The dangerous things are often far away. Your fears, your worries, they might feel close, immediate, threatening, but often they're distant too. They're possibilities, not certainties. They're far away, like magnetars. You're safe here, now, in this moment. You are safe. The dangers are distant. The observable universe contains an estimated 2 trillion galaxies. 2 trillion, each one containing hundreds of billions of stars. The numbers are so large they lose meaning, becoming abstract. But here's what they mean practically. The universe is vast beyond comprehension. And in that vastness, you are tiny, insignificant in a sense. But also, you are part of it. You are one note in an infinite symphony, one thread in an endless tapestry. Your smallness doesn't make you meaningless. It makes you part of the pattern. And the pattern needs every thread, every note, even the quiet ones. You are small, but you are necessary. The moon is slowly drifting away from Earth, about 1.5 inches per year. Eventually, in billions of years, it will be so far away that total solar eclipses will no longer be possible. The moon will appear too small in the sky to fully cover the sun. Things drift apart. That's the nature of existence. People, places, moments, they all drift away eventually. But that doesn't mean they didn't matter. The moon has shaped Earth profoundly, stabilizing our axis, creating tides, lighting our nights. Even as it drifts away, its influence remains. The people who drift out of your life, the moments that fade, they've shaped you too. They've left their mark. And that's enough. Let things drift. Their influence remains. Globular clusters are dense groups of stars, sometimes containing millions of stars in a relatively small volume. They orbit galaxies like satellites, ancient collections of some of the oldest stars in the universe. Inside a globular cluster, the night sky would be incredible, filled with thousands of bright stars, closer than any stars are to Earth. It would never be truly dark. There would always be light. You have your own globular cluster in a way. The people who care about you, the memories that light your mind, the loves that have shaped your life. They're all around you, like stars, close and bright. Even when it feels dark, they're there, glowing. You are surrounded by light, even if you can't always see it. You are surrounded by light, always. The speed of thought is much slower than the speed of light. Signals in your brain travel at about 250 miles per hour. Fast by human standards, but glacially slow compared to light. Your thoughts take time to form, to travel, to become conscious. There's a delay between stimulus and awareness. You're always slightly behind, always catching up to the present moment, and that's okay. You don't have to be instant. You don't have to react immediately. You can take your time. Your thoughts can be slow, deliberate, thoughtful. Slow is okay. Slow is human. Take your time. You don't have to be fast. Ceres is a dwarf planet in the asteroid belt, the largest object there. It's round, has a thin atmosphere, and may have a subsurface ocean of liquid water. It's a tiny world, only about 600 miles across, but it's a world nonetheless, complete in itself. Too small to be a planet, too large to be just an asteroid. It exists in between, in its own category. You might feel in between too. Not quite one thing, not quite another. Too old for this, too young for that. Too much of this, not enough of that. But in between is a place too. It's valid. It's real. You don't have to fit perfectly into a category. You can be your own category like Ceres. You can be in between. That's okay too. The universe is flat. Not flat like a piece of paper, but geometrically flat, meaning that parallel lines never meet. And the angles of a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. If the universe had a different shape, curved or saddle-shaped, the geometry would be different. But measurements of the cosmic microwave background confirm that, on the largest scales, space is flat. It's a strange, comforting fact. The universe follows rules. It has a shape, a structure. It's not random chaos. It's ordered, even if the order is strange. Your life has structure too, even when it feels chaotic. There's a shape to it, a geometry, even if you can't see it yet. Trust the structure. Trust the shape of your life. Io, one of Jupiter's moons, is the most volcanically active body in the solar system. Its surface is constantly being resurfaced by eruptions, covered in sulfur and lava flows. It's a violent, restless world, torn apart by tidal forces from Jupiter and the other moons. It's never at rest, never still. Some things are like that. Some parts of your life might be like Io, constantly churning, never calm, and that's exhausting. But it's also a sign of energy, of life, of forces at work. The churning will settle eventually. The eruptions will calm. But for now, it's okay to be restless. It's okay to be in motion. Restlessness is not failure. It's energy seeking balance. The solar system has a tail, called the heliotail, created by the interaction between the solar wind and the interstellar medium. It stretches out behind us as we move through the galaxy, a wake in the cosmic ocean. We're not stationary. We're moving always through space. The Sun orbits the center of the Milky Way once every 230 million years, carrying us with it. You're moving too. Even when you feel stuck, even when you feel frozen, you're moving. The Earth is spinning. The Earth is orbiting. The solar system is traveling. The galaxy is rotating. You are in constant motion, always. You're never truly still. You are always moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. The temperature of the cosmic microwave background will continue to decrease as the universe expands. In the far future, trillions of years from now, it will be colder, fainter, harder to detect. Eventually, it will fade into nothingness, and future civilizations, if any exist, will have no evidence of the Big Bang. The universe will have forgotten its own beginning, but that's so far in the future that it's almost meaningless. What matters is now. What matters is the present. The universe is warm now, glowing now, knowable now. Your past is like that too. It's fading, slowly, becoming harder to access. And that's okay. Let it fade. The present is what matters. Let the past fade. Be here now. Enceladus, a small moon of Saturn, has geysers erupting from its south pole, shooting water ice and organic molecules into space. Beneath its icy crust is a global ocean warmed by tidal forces. It's one of the most promising places to look for life in our solar system. A tiny frozen moon hiding a secret ocean full of possibility. You have hidden depths too, oceans beneath the surface, parts of yourself you haven't shared, haven't explored, and that's okay. You don't have to reveal everything. You don't have to explore every depth right now. The ocean is there. It will wait. You have hidden depths. Honor them, protect them. The sun is just one of 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. And the Milky Way is just one of 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. The math is staggering. And yet, here you are, one person on one planet, orbiting one star, in one galaxy, in one universe. The odds of your existence are astronomically small. And yet, here you are. You exist. Against all odds, against the vastness, against the improbability, you are here. That's not insignificant. That's miraculous. You are a miracle. Your existence is a gift. Light pollution has hidden the stars from most of humanity. In cities, you can only see a handful of the brightest stars. The Milky Way is invisible. The night sky is empty, washed out by artificial light. But the stars are still there. They're always there, even when you can't see them. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's gone. Hope, love, possibility, they're still there, even when they're hidden. Even when the light is too bright, the noise too loud, the world too overwhelming, the stars are still there. And so is everything else you can't see right now. What you can't see is still real, still there, still waiting. The WOW signal was a strong, narrow-band radio signal detected in 1977 by a SETI researcher. It lasted 72 seconds and has never been detected again. Its origin remains unknown. Was it aliens? Was it a natural phenomenon? We don't know. It's a mystery, and it's stayed a mystery for almost 50 years. Some things remain unexplained. Some questions have no answers, and that's okay. You don't need to solve every mystery. You don't need to answer every question. You can let some things remain unknown, unsolved, mysterious. It's okay to not know. Not knowing is okay. Mystery is part of life. The Earth's atmosphere is so thin that if the planet were the size of an apple, the atmosphere would be thinner than the apple's skin. It's a fragile layer, protecting us from the vacuum of space, from radiation, from meteors. And yet, it's enough. That thin skin of air is all we need. You have a thin skin too, protecting your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings. And sometimes it feels too thin, too fragile. But it's enough. It's doing its job. It's keeping you safe. Trust your boundaries. Trust your skin. It's stronger than you think. Your boundaries are enough. You are protected. Time dilation means that time passes differently depending on your speed and your proximity to gravity. An astronaut on the International Space Station ages slightly slower than people on Earth. The difference is tiny, measured in milliseconds, but it's real. Time is not universal. It's personal. Everyone experiences time at their own pace. When you feel like time is dragging, like days are endless, remember that time is subjective. It's your experience, and it's valid. Time really does move differently for different people, in different situations. Trust your experience of time. Your experience of time is real. Trust it. Red giants are dying stars, swollen and cool, burning the last of their fuel. They're enormous, some large enough to engulf the orbits of nearby planets. They're at the end of their lives, and yet they're beautiful, glowing red and orange, casting warm light across space. Endings can be beautiful. Old age can be beautiful. The final chapter can be the most luminous. You're not done until you're done. And even at the end, there's light. There's warmth. There's beauty. Never think that the end is without value. The red giant phase is glorious. Even endings shine. Even final chapters glow. Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006, a controversial decision that many people still debate. It's a reminder that categories are human inventions. They're useful, but they're also arbitrary. Pluto is still Pluto regardless of what we call it. It's still out there, orbiting the sun, accompanied by its 5 moons, cold and distant and fascinating. Labels don't change reality. Whatever labels you carry, whatever categories you've been placed in, they don't define you. You are still you, complete and real, regardless of what anyone calls you. Labels don't define you. You define yourself. The Kuiper Belt is a region beyond Neptune, filled with icy bodies, including Pluto. It's like a second asteroid belt, but colder, more distant, more mysterious. We've only explored a tiny fraction of it. New Horizons flew past Pluto in 2015, giving us our first close-up view, revealing a complex, beautiful world. There's so much out there we haven't seen yet, so much we don't know. And that's exciting. The unknown is not something to fear, it's something to anticipate. There are wonders waiting, discoveries ahead, beauty yet to be revealed. Your future is like the Kuiper Belt, mostly unexplored, full of surprises. The future is full of wonders you haven't seen yet. Gravity is not a force, according to general relativity. It's the curvature of space-time. Massive objects bend space and time around them, and other objects follow that curvature, like marbles rolling on a stretched sheet. What we feel as gravity is actually just following the natural curves of space-time. You're not being pulled down. You're following the shape of the universe. It's a profound shift in perspective. You're not being acted upon. You're moving naturally, following the contours of reality. You're where you're supposed to be, following the path that's laid out before you. You're on the right path. You're following the natural curve. The universe might be infinite. We don't know. The observable universe has an edge, but that's just the limit of what we can see, not the limit of what exists. Beyond the cosmic horizon, space might continue forever, endless, infinite, or it might curve back on itself, finite but unbounded, like the surface of a sphere. We don't know, and we might never know. Infinity is hard to grasp, hard to prove, hard to accept, but it's possible. And if the universe is infinite, then everything possible happens somewhere. Every story plays out. Every life is lived. You are one story in an infinite book, and your story matters, even in infinity. Even in infinity, you matter. The night sky is not black. It's filled with light, faint glows from countless sources. Air glow, starlight, zodiacal light, the Milky Way. True darkness is rare, almost impossible to find on Earth. There's always some light somewhere. Your darkest moments are like that too. They're not truly dark. There's always some light, some glimmer, some faint glow. Hope, memory, a kind word, a gentle thought. The darkness is never complete. The light is always there, even if it's faint. There is always light, even in darkness. Proxima Centauri is the nearest star to our Sun, about 4.2 light-years away. At current technology, it would take tens of thousands of years to reach it. The stars are far apart. The distances are vast. We are isolated, in a sense, separated from the nearest neighbors by gulfs of space and time. But isolation is not the same as loneliness. You can be isolated and still connected. You can be far apart and still close. The stars are distant, but they're still part of the same galaxy, the same universe, the same story. Distance doesn't break connection. Distance doesn't mean disconnection. You are still connected. Breathe now, slowly, deeply. Feel your chest rise and fall. Notice how your body feels against the surface beneath you. Heavy, relaxed, sinking. You've been on a long journey tonight, through time and space, through galaxies and stars, through mysteries and wonders, and now, it's time to rest. The universe will continue its slow unfolding without you for a while. It will keep expanding, keep spinning, keep glowing, and you can let it. You can rest now. The concept of time itself is one of the most profound mysteries the universe holds. We measure it in seconds, minutes, hours, days. We mark it with clocks and calendars, trying to contain it, to understand it. But time is not what it seems. It's not a river flowing in one direction. It's not a line stretching from past to future. Time is something stranger, something more fluid, more mysterious than our everyday experience suggests. Einstein showed us that time is relative. It passes at different rates depending on how fast you're moving and how close you are to massive objects. An astronaut orbiting Earth ages slightly slower than someone on the ground. A clock at the top of a mountain ticks faster than one at sea level. These differences are tiny, almost imperceptible, but they're real. Time is not universal. It's personal. It's local. Everyone experiences their own unique flow of time. Near a black hole, time slows down dramatically. If you could watch someone fall toward a black hole's event horizon, you would see them move slower and slower, never quite reaching the edge. From their perspective, they would cross the horizon in finite time, but from your perspective, they would appear frozen, suspended forever at the boundary. Time itself stretches and warps near these cosmic monsters, bending around them like light bends around a lens. At the speed of light, time stops completely. For a photon traveling from a distant star to your eye, no time passes at all. It leaves the star and arrives at your retina in the same instant, from its own perspective. Billions of years might pass in the universe, but for the photon, the journey is instantaneous. It exists outside of time, in a timeless now that we can barely comprehend. Before the Big Bang, there was no time. The question, what happened before the Big Bang, is meaningless because before requires time, and time didn't exist yet. Time itself began with the universe. It emerged from nothing, along with space, matter, energy, everything. Trying to imagine a state without time is almost impossible for minds like ours, minds that exist within time, that experience everything through the lens of past, present, and future. The arrow of time, the fact that time seems to flow in only one direction, is deeply connected to entropy, to the tendency of systems to move from order to disorder. A broken cup doesn't spontaneously reassemble itself. Smoke doesn't undisperse back into a cigarette. Heat doesn't flow from cold to hot. Time's arrow points toward increasing disorder, increasing randomness. And yet, the fundamental laws of physics are time-symmetric. They work equally well forward or backward. The arrow of time is not built into the basic equations. It emerges from statistics, from probability, from the sheer unlikelihood of disorder spontaneously becoming order. We live in a universe that's moving toward heat death, toward maximum entropy. In the far future, trillions upon trillions of years from now, all the stars will have burned out. All the black holes will have evaporated through Hawking radiation. All matter will have decayed. The universe will be a vast, cold, dark expanse of evenly distributed energy. No structure, no complexity, no life. Time will still exist, but nothing will happen. No change, no events. Just endless, unchanging equilibrium. It's a melancholy thought, but it's also so incomprehensibly far in the future that it feels almost abstract. Your perception of time changes throughout your life. When you're a child, summers seem to last forever. Years stretch out endlessly. But as you age, time seems to accelerate. Years fly by. Decades blur together. This isn't just psychological, it's also mathematical. When you're 10 years old, 1 year is 10% of your entire life. When you're 50, 1 year is only 2%. Each year becomes a smaller fraction of your total experience, so it feels shorter in comparison. Time seems to slow down during moments of intense fear or excitement. Car accidents often feel like they're happening in slow motion. Your first kiss might feel like it lasts forever. This is because your brain records more detailed memories during significant moments, creating more data points. When you remember the event, all those extra details make it feel like more time passed than actually did. Time is not constant in your memory. It's elastic, stretchable, dependent on attention and emotion. Sleep distorts time completely. You close your eyes, and what feels like a second later, hours have passed. Dreams can span what feels like days or weeks, entire lifetimes, compressed into minutes of REM sleep. Time dissolves in sleep, becomes non-linear, nonsensical. Past, present, and future blend together. Cause and effect become untethered. In dreams, you live outside of normal time, in a realm where the usual rules don't apply. Meditation and mindfulness